at the Oceanside Rich Manor in the living room where Tina's wake is taking place. Guests are mingling about. Let's get to Chris, who's currently looking at the portrait of his ex-wife, Tina Carter Hartley. Just as her twin Jessica came to where he is and saw what he's doing. I believe she was an amazing woman. And as Chris turned and saw her, but you already knew that, seeing that you and her share a son together. Despite what she's done, I still love her. I know. Just like you're trying to convince your son to drop the charges against my sister. Meanwhile, in the kitchen, Joanna took out a macaroni casserole from her oven with her oven mitts on, and as she placed it on the table and went back and closed the oven, just as Kristen and Casey came in, while Joanna took the oven mitts off and turned and saw them. I really don't know why you're going through all this trouble for a woman who kidnapped us. Pack it in, Casey. This isn't exactly easy for me either, but I have to swallow me own feelings for your father. Now can you lot do the same, yeah? Kinda hard to do with a doppelganger in the living room talking to Dad right now. They're both grieving. Now can you please behave yourselves today? Excuse me. And as Joanna went and head to the other room, just as Tyler came in to where they are, and Casey and Kristen saw him. What was that about? Meanwhile, in Scott's room, Scott's pacing back and forth with his door open. And as Jeff went by and saw what he's doing and decided to come in. Dude, you're gonna leave a mark on the floor if you keep pacing back and forth. And as Scott saw him and stopped. You do know what just happened today at the church, yeah? My whole life is over, as in my marriage. So what, you lied to your wife about being dear? It's so much more than that, dude, yeah? Then tell me, what is it? Annie and I were unexpected. You see, I've been sort of distant with my wife because she was different ever since she returned from the shadow room. And yes, I should have took account of her readjusting herself back to society. Mate, I think there's still time for you to fix your marriage. Meanwhile, at the Grand Promenade, Rita, Lucy, Vince, and Julian are sitting at the table talking. Thanks for meeting like this. We need to form a plan on getting Mom off these ridiculous charges. I do pretty much anything at this point. Well, our brother is trying to convince Daniel, guys. He's going to try to think that we're trying to intimidate them into whoa! Whose side are you on right now? You know the answer to that question. This is killing me as well. I'm just saying that we need to plan this smart. Okay, any suggestion on what we should do? Because time as we know it may be running out. Meanwhile, at the Grand Baptist Church in the Sanctuary at the altar where Tina's casket is, Daniel, Amanda, and Jeremy are all looking at it. And as Richard came in and saw them what they're doing and head to where they are. You mind I speak with you? And as they all turned and saw him. What is it regarding? Isn't it obvious, Daniel? He came to try to talk you into dropping the charges on your mom's sister. Really, man? Don't you have any respect just to come in here and ask out of all place and time, can we speak alone? It really doesn't make a difference. Just make your case on why a murderer deserves to walk free in the first place. Meanwhile, in the recreation room, Annie and Aaron are talking. I was hoping you'll be here to let me explain myself to you. You mean explain I'm being a lying, twisted cow? Was all this nothing but a game to you? No. When you and I met, it was special. Special? Are you serious right now? Yeah. And although I did some distraught things, I know what you and I shared was a lie, just like our marriage, which is the exact reason to why I want an annulment. Meanwhile, at the Oceanside Ridge Manor in the living room where Tina's wake is taking place, guests are mingling about, talking amongst each other. While that's happening, let's get to Jessica and Chris, who are talking. Yeah, only Daniel has inherited the stubborn streak from me, so it's kind of like a challenge. You think it's his guilt for being mad when they first met? Thing is, we weren't exactly around his whole life, so I can see why he's angry at us for abandoning him. You had good reason. Remember, there's a Matt family after. Yeah, he didn't exactly knew that at the time. Your twin sister and I just wanted to protect him. Let's just cut the bull. You didn't want him to come between your marriage with Joanna, right? What's going on here? And as Joanna came to where they are, and Jessica and Chris saw her. Meanwhile, in the kitchen, Casey, Kristen, and Tyler are talking. Don't tell me for a second you believe our former stepmom had a twin. Maybe there's more to her than we know. Well, given to what we went through, I wouldn't be at all surprised. Look, I know how you feel about Tina, trust me. She put us through hell, including holding our mom captive. Actually, but it had nothing to do with Jessica for the matter. She doesn't deserve the backlash for something she didn't do. Okay, perhaps you're right. But Casey and I, we're keeping our guard up, just in case. And as Jennifer came in, and Casey, Kristen, and Tyler saw. What's up? Yeah, are you alright? Not really. Matt just ended things with me. Meanwhile, in Scott's room, Scott and Jeff are talking. How can I fix my marriage? She now knows I was with Annie and kind of felt embarrassed. Okay. When we all thought you were dead for the matter, yeah, I know what I did was, you must really like her. And when I mean her, I mean Annie. Well, that is a long story in itself. The fact of the matter is, Rachel's probably now told her whole family, and you know how they stick together. That doesn't mean you should give up. Even if she's changed her mind, mate, the twins will be a constant reminder of what I've done to her. I'm just glad your marriage with Gloria is going fine without any interference. If you mean by Elizabeth, dude, I've told her where I stand. Meanwhile, at the Grand Promenade, Rita, Lucy, Vince, and Julian are talking. By the way, why the hell Mimi was there? Probably what Aaron said. The last-ditch attacks. I still can't figure out why Tina would want our brother dead. Aaron must have figured out it was Mimi and Tina, so they plotted to end him in order to continue the onslaught. Unfortunately, it happened at my own engagement party, which Daniel think was a cover to kill our aunt. We can't tell him that it was his own mom who was responsible for no, when it was all Mimi. She's the reason to why our mom might get sent down for this. Meanwhile, at the Grand Baptist Church in the sanctuary at the altar, Amanda, Daniel, Jeremy, and Richard are talking. What are you lot all afraid of? You got what you want. Dude, this isn't funny. Who's laughing? Certainly not me. Jeremy, let's give him some privacy. I'll be fine. And as Amanda and Jeremy turned and went, and left the sanctuary while Daniel is facing Richard. I believe this is the part where you tried to convince me not to have your mother sent down. You do know she's your aunt. Do you really think she would use my brother's engagement party, as it's no coincidence that all of you lot were gloating to what just happened to my mom? What if I to say that there was somebody else who wanted someone else gone? Meanwhile, in the recreation room, Annie and Aaron are talking. In annulment? Really, Aaron? After some revelation, you're ready to walk away? No! You lied to me from the start by falsifying information about me being the twins' dad for months! All because of some stupid vendetta you have with your sister. You know, I admit, I was jealous of Vanessa, but I wouldn't sink down to her level. From the moment you snuck into my bed when I was asleep, you've already done that. When did it begin? You and Scott. When did your affair begin? When, Annie? After Halloween. It was unexpected in a way that I just can't explain. So you in turn made fools after Rachel and I, all because of a little passion, yeah? Or am I getting you wrong? I got a better question for you. Are you really in our marriage because of that? Or you just want to get back with my sister, Vanessa? Meanwhile, at the Oceanside Ridge Manor in the living room where Tina Wake is taking place, guests are still mingling about. Let's get to Jessica and Chris, who are surprised by Joanna's arrival. We were talking about how he was coping without me twin being around. But after what you've been through and all, look, I'm more complex than you reckon, which is why I married you, dear. Anyways, I have to go make a phone call. Excuse me. And it's Chris turned and walked away, while Jessica is facing Joanna. You know, you don't take keen in seeing a reminder of the person who captured you. How did you? Oh right, the media. Well, your family does have its reputation. That we do. So, how are you getting by? Well, I had several death looks from a lot thinking I'm my own twin. She must have done so much damage to so many people, you don't even know the half of it. I just wish they didn't take their aggression on me or judge me based on me twins' action and all. Meanwhile, in the kitchen, Casey, Kristen, Jennifer, and Tyler are talking. You want me to sort them out? Because I will. Thanks, but I'm fine. Okay, just say the word whenever, yeah? You'll be the first to know. And as Tyler went and got a platter, and as he went, leaving the kitchen, leaving Casey, Kristen, and Jennifer to talk, while the other maids went in and did their thing. I know what you're getting at right now. Matt figured out that you... No! He wanted a DNA test, which I did to satisfy him. And I admitted just when it was revealed, which proved him right. Then why did you do it in the first place? I just wanted him to feel my pain. Really? And how exactly did that work out for you? I'm afraid it gets worse. He thinks that I killed our stepmom because they were together. Are you serious? Tina and Matthew? Now that's crazy. Not that I'm surprised. Right. Anyways, I'm gonna be focusing on my own baby, and who knows? Maybe you and I can give birth at the same time. I just wish you were pregnant as well. You know, as much as I want to be in that kind of club, I'm gonna have to pass. No offense, we get it. But when my husband and I decide to have a baby, you two lot would be the first to know. Meanwhile, in Scott's room, Scott and Jeff are talking. Do you think Elizabeth's only after you? It's because your wife wants you and all. Either way, I'm not leaving Gloria. Speaking of which, maybe I should help her sister by I thought you want me and Rachel back. I did. But it's coming quite clear that you want Annie more than your wife. Or am I wrong with the matter, dude? I think it's a lot complicated than that. Wrong again, mate. You and Annie have twins, yeah? So basically, the two of you lot are a package deal. All you gotta do is seal it. By the way, how are you gonna represent yourself as a lawyer at your own? Not to worry, dude. I've got it covered. Meanwhile, at the Grand Promenade, Rita, Lucy, Vince, and Julian are talking. You know, I'm still fanting him on how the hell she was out in the first place. She probably had a deal in place with one of the guards. Shouldn't they be fired for? Normally, yes, but I don't think Claire and Greg will take that chance and letting it happen due to the repercussions afterwards. Why don't we do our own investigation in this? Our mom's future rides on this. Then why don't we go to the prison and ask them? I got a better idea. Why don't we split up? Lucy and I will talk to Meme and Frank while you two lot talk with Harold back at their place. I'll text you lot on the meeting spot. Also, if one of us would fill Aaron in on what's going on, that would be great. Agreed. And as they all got up, and as Lucy and Vince went in one direction, while Rita and Julian went the opposite. Meanwhile, at the Grand Baptist Church outside the sanctuary in the front area, Amanda and Jeremy are talking. What do they have to talk about? Obviously, my aunt isn't giving up the fact that she's going down. So she had her family come to my brother one at a time, desperately making a plea. Look, I'm aware that you're not exactly fond of my mom. Yes, I have my own reasons, but that's not the point here. We need to be there for Daniel. I just wish I had more time with her. Perhaps you can find your dad, and I don't know where he is, and frankly, I don't give a damn. Meanwhile, in the sanctuary at the front altar area, Richard and Daniel are talking. Okay, let's just say I go with this theory you speak of. It's not a theory. Really? Go ahead. Who else was supposed to die other than your brother Aaron? You are aware of Mimi and Frank and the destruction they brought upon us, yeah? Oh, I get it now. So rather than have your mom own up to what she did, you lot are pinning this on, dude. You just gotta admit it makes sense. Yes, it's clear my mom doesn't like my aunt, aka your mom, but she wouldn't in a million years sink to that low to have an engagement party thrown as a cover. That's just it, dude. I don't know what she's capable of, which can clearly surprise you. And as Amanda and Jeremy came in and went to where they are, and Daniel saw, I think we're done here. Tell the rest not to waste your time. Karen will get sent down for this. And as Daniel went and left for Amanda and Jeremy, which Richard turned and saw. Meanwhile, in the recreation room, Annie and Aaron are talking. Truthfully, after everything you've done, I really don't owe you a damn thing, Annie. So, you are gonna be getting back together with my sister. Not if my parents have anything to say about it. Yeah, I've been meaning to ask you. How the hell did your mom, after everything she and your dad did? We all have our secrets, Aaron, now do we? Speaking of we, why don't we sort out our marriage? I know it's a long shot, but I guess you didn't hear the part that there is no marriage. The fact of the matter is, you've been planning all this for months. You never wanted me to find out that I'm not the twins' father if Rebecca and Wolf hadn't said anything. You mean for them to verify if your ex-wife is speaking true about me. Look, Aaron, the whole thing is more complicated than I can explain. Wrong. It seems your lies has finally caught up with you. And as Aaron went and left the recreation room, just as Harold came to where she is, I got here as soon as possible. Is everything all right? Far from it. It seems my marriage is over. But if Vanessa thinks that this is now a time to celebrate my downfall, she's in for a hell of a rude awakening as she knows it.